welcome to me getting ready for tonight's session. Now don't worry, do not turn it off. This is literally just me doing a little bit of video before tonight's session. Now, as you may be aware from the title of the video, this is going to be all about how to go fishing at night from the beach. Winter is coming, and with winter coming, it means a lot of people's sessions will only be able to be done in the dark. Fishing in the dark, it is a lot different to fishing during the daylight, trust me. But if you can master it and feel confident in doing it, you will catch fish. Trust me, 100%. So, just going through what I need to do, and I still don't know where I'm going to go fishing yet, to be honest with you. Got a couple of ideas in mind. I'm going to hit Felixstowe, whatever. I was going to go Sizewell, decided against that. But I've got this real inkling, and it's a bit of a dangerous, it's a bit of a silly thing to do, but I want to go and hit the rough ground at Felixstowe over low and fish at the high. Smack out big rag baits as far as I can and just see what we can get. So, with that in mind, the M4 GT's packed. Gonna take my blue mag. That's gonna come with me as well, just the one reel. Can't bother with braid or anything like that tonight. It's literally just a session really about teaching you how to fish at night. So, fishing at night, first things first. When you fish at night, you need one of these. That is a head torch. The biggest tip I can get you is don't skimp on head torch money, because this could mean you getting out of a tight situation at night. Trust me, I've been there. A good head torch is all that matters. Before you go out, make sure they're charged up, because nothing worse than getting on the beach. Actually, I'll put that in my bucket in a minute. Getting on the beach, halfway through a session, your head torch runs out. That is absolutely awful. And the next thing, just going to chuck a couple of lights in, not used for filming. I go in the box as well. I've got to pick up my ragworm on the way from my mates, a bait digger I know. And that is us ready for the beach. Like I say, once we get there, I'll take you through everything. Clothing, hints and tips and tactics, and just ideas and techniques to keep you safe on the beach and get you out this winter, catching fish, so you're not sitting at home being nervous and worried about getting out. Who knows where we're going to go? Who knows where we're going to fish? You'll find out in a second when we come back. See you on the beach. And voila. I'm down at Felixstowe, and I've done what I said I was going to. I've come down to a place called the Fludgers, and I'm trying to smack out big baits to see if we can pick up a half decent fish tonight. Now, this is super rough ground in here, but luckily I've picked a bay. I've had a couple of casts, feel it bounce over a couple of rocks, but there's not too much out there. So I've got rough, I'm in a clean area. So hopefully those fish will move out and move in as this tide progresses. That's round about 8:30 at night. Low tide, hear me out on this, low tide is at 10 to 10. This is normally fish is better, 3 up, 3 down. But it's the only time I can get out tonight, so I thought I'd give it a go. Fishing over low tide near is usually a big no-no, a massive no-no. However, you got to be able to win it, so I'm giving it a go. So like I say, this video is mainly all about fishing at night. If we pick up some fish, that's a bonus. But we're going to talk all about fishing at night tonight. As I showed you earlier, head torch, real, imperative that is you have a very, very good head torch. And what I've done, I've turned up. It's dark, should have turned up in daylight, but obviously the video is all about nighttime fishing. I've set up my rod. I've had a couple of casts out there just to see what the ground's like. You can't see when you turn up at this time of night if there's nets, if it's rough out there. If you're turning up blind into a spot, stick an old lead on, give it a couple of casts, reel in, see if there's anything there. Now, the next important thing is when you're fishing at night, always let someone know where you are, what time you're planning on fishing till, and what time you're going to get there. I've let my missus know where I'm fishing. I've messaged her to let her know I'm here, and she knows what time I'm going to be home. That is a massive safety thing to do when you're night fishing. Because if you don't come home and no one knows where you're fishing, you're in a bit of a pickle, especially if you're fishing a rough ground where you got to hop over rocks and stuff like that. So yeah, here we are, down at the Fludgers. I'm going to go through Little bits and bobs for you throughout this video. Talk about different things to do at night. And let's just see if we can get some fish. And let's see if you can learn something from this session. You remember what I said about fishing down here? At low tide is normally a big no-no. It's still a big no-no. I've just lost my first set of gear straight away on that first cast. It's clear a lot further out, but close in, there is quite a lot of rough stuff. So I'm going to have to hold that idea off until about 3 hours up, I reckon. I'll stick a lead lift on, start smacking it out, and I'll get it over that stuff close in. However, I'm going to try something just for a little while, probably over the bottom of the tide and up. 3-hook flapper, bit of it flat, bit of rag, cast it in close. See if there's any sole out there. Out or anything like that, just to get a bite. Just going to show you what I'm using tonight quickly. Got my ever faithful M4 GT, Blue 7HT, 18-pound line, 80-pound shock leader. And like I say with this, just using a 3-hook flapper, little bits of rag, size 2 hooks, 5-ounce lead. And I'm literally going to pump that probably 30 yards out and just fish this now over the bottom and up the other side to about 3 hours up. And then I'm going to start wrapping on big rag boats, smacking them out as hard as I can with lead lifts, and hopefully I don't lose anything. So I'm going to get this out, drop the rod tip down, and hopefully I don't lose any more tackle. And as you can see, the rod is up in the air again. I found the snags. The snags are very close in. Obviously cast out the first cast, wound into the snags as I was reeling it in, clear further out, clear for a good 30-40 yards while I was reeling, then it went into the snag. Flicked that 3-hook flapper out, straight in a snag. Lost that set as well. So I've now done what I should have done to start with. Complacency by me, by all means. I've gone onto a lead lift, see if that will get me up and over the snags. But night fishing, tips and tricks, that's the name of this video. And what I will say, clothing. Clothing at night is a massive thing. You do not want to be getting cold at all. When you're fishing at night, even if it's a nice, warm, sunny day, take a coat, take a jumper, take anything with you to keep you warm, because that temperature will drop dramatically. It really, really will. And you don't want to be uncomfortable. If you're fishing at night and you're not used to it, you want to be warm. When you're warm, you're comfortable, you can do what you do with ease. When you get cold, it all becomes a chore. You lose heart and you stop fishing. You know, it is a massive, massive thing. And another thing is, when you set up, keep all your stuff very neat and tidy. I keep mine around my seat box. Literally, my seat box will be there, and I'll have bait one side, I'll have other things the other side. I don't leave something over here, leave something over there. So if you're sitting on your box, you know where everything is. And when baiting up with a baiting needle, bait up, and this is probably one of the biggest tips I can give, because I've done it so many times, put your baiting needle back on your bait, or in the container it's in, because you will lose that baiting needle. Trust me, you will lose it. In the past, I've even got reflective tape and put little tiny wraps around my baiting needle just so I don't lose it, and you still end up losing it. So just keep everything neat and tidy and really close to you. It makes for a much safer, better session. But I haven't had a bite yet. I'm expecting one. Like I say, we came early. It's now 10 o'clock. Fishing till about 4 o'clock. So I reckon probably around about 12, 1 o'clock, we might get a bite. Reason I came out so early, I love my fishing. I love being by the sea. Even if I'm not getting a bite and I've got that little bit of time to go fishing, I will still come out. And like I say, this video is not about the fish. It's not about species. It's just about how to fish at night with the winter coming. And obviously with the winter coming as well, like I say, clothing is going to be imperative. I always keep my wet weather gear with me, and I just bungee strap it to the top of my box in the winter, because you never know when that rain could come. And if you're wet and cold, that's even worse. Trust me, it really, really is. But the M4 GT hasn't moved. It will. It will. I'm planning on it. It will. Hopefully, if it does, we'll be able to get it on camera, unless it completely folds over and rips over a big bass, which is a possibility there. Tides are small, but a big bass is a possibility. I'll get it on camera. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. There you go. Another tip. I'll come back in a little while. I'll give you another tip for night fishing. Just dropped slack. Just dropped slack twice now. Gonna see if it does it one more time. I reckon it's a dodgy, something like that. I've seen a couple of families before that, a couple of times now that I've just completely dropped slack. I haven't gone all the way back, but it's come back enough. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes. See if that tip does anything right. Definitely something out there moving with the bait. But that should be a doggy. No pullovers though, every single one. Just cut straight back. First one, I was sitting down there on my phone, looked up, not bolt up right there, and come back right there, so I turned tightly down into it, and it's just on track again. Now, is it going to do anything else? I think we're about 2 hours on the side now. Before that, I've seen a couple of rattles, a couple of bangs, so there is fish moving into the air, hopefully. Might be a lobster. There's a lot of lobsters around there. There's definitely something. I'm looking for now, for another slack or just a little tap. Show there's something in there. That come out of the blue, that did. Lovely. Well, nice to see a bite. Oh, I'm saying there's fish moving in, but I am hustling that bait out harder than I can. I'm swinging that and I'm just smacking that bait out. It is not a bigger carp swinging around, but it is travelling a little bit because it is hanging in the air for a while. I reckon I was at a nice little bite. That's the way to do it. It really is down. Like I say, people will be a lobster. Doesn't go. Just a little power grabbers a bite there, no bang. So smack as it down. It's strange. I don't know if it's coming up the time, but I'm warm. Let's see what the time is. Keep an eye on that rod tip for me. The time, I was going to change it in 10 minutes. That basically wouldn't change in 10 minutes anyway. Keep that line. Never know. It could be. Just a little, unfortunately, but it's a bite. Bite. 2 hours into it. For about another hour. Fish out that ragway. That makes chewed up. Like I say, could have been that bait. Could have been small fish. Attacking it. There's a dolphin. I'm expecting a dolphin at some point. No, they're showing. And this place down here is absolutely painting for them. Anyway, I'm going to get another bait out. I'm going to get it out there. Let's see if we can get fishing. Well, that's been out about 5 minutes. And yet again, I've just had another slack liner. I've tightened it up once, it's come back again, and there was a couple of bangs on it at that time, so let's see if it does it again. The only bites I seem to be getting now are slack liners, which is good. Come on, go one more time. The second slack liner actually tapped a couple of times, so that to me says whatever was there was actually mouthing the bait. Come on. Go again. Could be a little pout, or it could be a doggy. No bang bang slacks, just literally, it's just literally come back and slackened every time. So, come on. Another bite would do lovely, thank you. Always the way you put your camera on, literally slack line, tighten up to it, slack line again, put the camera on. Now it's stopped doing what it was doing. Ah, this filming malarkey can be so hard sometimes. Let's just keep an eye on that tip for a minute. If it don't do anything, we'll come back off the camera and then we'll see what happens if it goes again. Definitely fish out there though. Definitely fish out there. Oh, come on. Go. Slack. Bang. Go. Oh, come on. Oh, dear. Wherever it is gone. That is highly annoying. Trust me, I am getting these slack liners. I'm not pulling your leg. It does keep coming back. Come on. There's not much tide out there at all though. That's quite surprising, really. Considering this far, the tide's flooding, over 2 hours up, and there's no run hardly at all. Which is probably why I'm not hooking whatever's grabbing the bait. Because as I've said before, smaller tides, the bait flaps around in a strong tide, the bait is flapping around, the fish is actually moving the tide, it grabs that bait, and it's got that power of the water as well to set the hook. Whereas on a smaller tide, there's not much tide run, so that fish can just come up, bait's flapping, and it just grabs it, mouths it, moves it, and it's not got that pull to set the hook. There we go, there's a little bang. Couple of little knocks. Pouting. I'm saying little pouting. All right. I'll come back to you in a little while if anything else happens. And well, as you can see, we're back at my house. Filming the rest of that session didn't really go to plan. I had a few little issues with the video and the sound itself. So rather than just bin the footage, I'm still going to put it out. But I know there was something I was going to cover on the beach and it didn't come out in the video. One of the main things to check if you're going night fishing is to check tides, times, weather conditions. They are the main thing, tides and times as well. If you're going out night fishing, you want to make it the most productive you can. Find out the best part of the tide for the place you're going, whether it's the flood tide, the ebb tide, over the top, down the other side, and fish those. That will make your life so much easier. There's no point going and sitting on a beach if you're fishing the worst point of the tide and you're expecting to try and catch fish. And you can't, because the tide is completely wrong. So yeah, another top tip. Hopefully you've learned something from this. Hopefully you can take something away from this and use it throughout the winter. Catch some fish, have some fun, go out with your mates, take a barbecue with you, have a fire if you can on a beach. I'm not saying go and burn fires on every beach because people don't like that. But I'm saying if you can get on a beach where you're allowed a fire, if you're in the middle of nowhere, find some driftwood, there is nothing better than having a fire in the middle of the night on a crispy winter's beach trying to catch cod or whiting or whatever it is you want to target. So I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, really appreciate it. hit the subscribe button, give the video a like. There's a new thing as well where you can hype videos on YouTube. So if you go underneath the comments or swipe to the right, there's a hype button. Click on that. It costs you nothing. It just pushes the video out a little bit more. So thanks again. Don't worry, the next video will be a proper fishing session. Don't know where I'm going yet, but that will be a proper session. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you by the water very soon.